Alright, today I'm going to go through some basic stance work, hand position, and blocking. Mostly the blocking is what I'm going to focus on. I'm not going to go over a lot of different blocks. There's other blocks I've trained that I'm not going to be doing today, including covering. I'll make a whole different video for covering. Covering has its time and its place, but also I prefer training some blocking techniques too. So, first of all, let me say, your foot position, your stance, um, what I prefer is something very natural, which is just like if you're walking and you stop. The distance you have and the basic foot position you have while you're walking is what you want to have. It's natural, it's comfortable, so just think of that with your foot position. Hand position, I know you see people doing all kinds of crazy stuff, leaving their hands down, one hand down, whatever. And there's traditional hand positions of different types. Um, Again, what I prefer is both hands up and out, up and out, because it's just safer that way. I know once again I'm leaving the center open here. That's okay. That's fine as long as my hands are up. Considering that most people are headhunters, whether they're professional fighters or just someone fighting in the street, people are usually going for the head. So that's what I spend most of the time concerned with. Not all the time, but most of the time. So let's go from there. So natural foot position here, just like I said, just like you're walking, hands up here. And the first thing we're going to do is work on something for a straight punching, okay? So this is very simple, and everything we do is going to be very simple. It's not going to be complicated. The more complex, the more of a possibility it's going to fail for you. You want it simple and effective. So first, from straight punching, what I want is you're going to do just a slap block here, right? And this can be done like outside, inside, doesn't matter. Any of these can be. And also on this, now, any block that we're going to be doing can be done in different, you can use different methods with the block, right? So if someone's punching, I can just block and retract here, back fast. I can block and kind of trap it. I can block and jam it and just push in, drive into the person to really break their balance. So you have different methods that you can do with the slap blocking, you know. So all you want to really do here, like I said, hands up, so it makes it really simple. The person's going to be punching here, and you're just going to go in. Just think of like going into their center here, right? So I don't want to just think of just going out here or trying to go across. Don't just go across. Think of like going in at an angle here, right here at an angle. So when they're punching, we'll punch the other side here, and just think of doing this here, just straight in at an angle. You see it's super simple, and if your hand's already up here, then anything that comes through that path that's open here, anything that comes through that path, that's very simple for you to get to it, right? So that's the first one, is just doing a simple slap block here, palm block, just like that. So you see I'm just going at an angle right here, just going at this angle. And stay relaxed because the more tense you get, the slower your reaction is going to be. So you want your hands up, relaxed, and just going into the center, right? Just like that. Now, the next one is also for straight punch, although you can use it for hooking punches also, but we're going to do a little bit of both with it. This one, just your hands, like I said, already up here. All you're going to do is just turn into it just enough so that your wrist is in front of your nose here, basically, out in front here, at an angle. You don't want it too far back, you don't want it too far out. You just want like a nice little angle here, just like this. And again, you don't even have to tense up, you don't have to make a fist or tense your hands or anything. You can, but you don't have to. It's just a turning. It's very simple, just a turn right here, and then go to the other side. Just like this. So once again, very, very little effort, very hard to screw it up. It's very simple, right? So, boom. And again, you can go on the inside. You can go inside, go outside, doesn't make a difference. Like I said, I may primarily think of that for straight punches, but it could also be like a hooking punch too. You could still do it. It's just that now I'm giving up my side, giving up my back. You got to be careful about that. So prefer using that against straight punching. And here again, just from your hands up position, you're just coming in to the middle here, to the center, right here. That's all you're doing. It's very, very simple. Now, that one you could also do a couple of different methods with. For one thing, you could just literally just use it to block with. And once again, talking about covering, if I'm covering, you can still use the same kind of method there, right? But another thing that you can do with it is pin with it or drive with it also, just like the palm block. So maybe I try to like pin with it here a little bit, or I can drive with it. I can drive into them a little bit to break their balance. Maybe I want to get in the grapple, or I just want to break their balance, whatever. So, but it's very extremely simple. Your arms are already basically there. So, all right. So, now, let me see. Let's go on to some hooking type motions, circular attacks. So, now if someone's doing a really good hook punch, a good hook, actually, usually it's going to be really tight. The tighter the better most of the time, but how often do you see that? This will still work for that. It won't matter the angle of the hook, but usually people are swinging, right? Especially on the street, people are swinging. So for this movement, we're going to use an angle out block here. All it is, I'm just basically just putting the arm up, except I'm leaving it bent, and I have like a forward energy going out here, forward push. I'm just going forward here, but I'm stopping. Once again, I don't want to straighten it out because then, it's not doing anything for me, and I don't want to have it too far back because then it's just going to collapse in on me. So I want to have a good angle and just think I'm just meeting it. That's all I want to do is make sure I meet it and just stop there with it, right? So from this side, just meeting. Do a few more here. Here. So from your hands up position, once again, very, very short, easy movement. And you play around with this, you can see just how much power you can take from somebody as long as you just actually meet it. Don't half-ass it. You want to actually meet it, and as long as you keep the angle, you can take a lot because it's coming back into you, right? So it's a powerful, easy block here. So from here, all you're doing is just going slightly out, keeping your arm at an angle, just meeting it. That's all you have to do is just meet it there. So that one, usually there's not too many different methods for that, unless maybe you could think of it like this, of blocking and hitting, or, blocking then hitting, or whatever. There's maybe different methods there, which is the same for the others, but that's about it. Just going out to meet the punch there and stop it. So that's all for the upper. Now, talking about the lower, I don't spend as much time worrying about blocking the lower area, although I do, but especially I would rather, if it's too low, if someone's leg kicking, I'd rather check it there instead with the leg, and unless it comes up to the waist level or above. But whether it's a kick, whether it's a a grab even, or a punch or whatever, these two that we're going to do on the bottom are good for that. So the first one, and all I have you do is just like do a low straight there. Yeah, it's just a split. That's all I'm doing. And once again, I can go on the outside, I can go on the inside. Doesn't matter. All I'm doing basically is just dropping my hand down, just dropping it down. That's it. I don't want to make a big circle here. I do not want to make a big circle. That takes those few more, or maybe not few, it takes another second or two off of your reaction time. You can play around with it. I've done drills to see. Definitely just think of cutting it. Once again, but just kind of don't go out of your body, right? All of these you want to keep inside of your little box here. You don't want to like get your blocking stuff all the way out here, because then you're opening yourself up even more. So it's just dropping down, and that's it. Just dropping and clearing just enough to get to the edge of the body so that you're taking it out away from the body. Just straight down. So that's the first one, just a splitting kind of a block here, and that's it. So I'll do it one more time. So you punch here. See, it's just straight down, just splitting. That's all I'm going to do there. That's it. Very simple. Now, the other one is going to be a lower palm block, and it's very useful for many things, but also think of this whenever I'm doing this. If your hands are down too, this is very useful, because if your hands are down already, then it's much easier for me to just block here than to raise my hand and then block back down. That doesn't make any sense. So here I'm just blocking with the palm, right? So you're punching low again. I'm just blocking with the palm to the side. That's it. Very, very simple. And can be inside, outside, doesn't matter. It is useful for other things also. Maybe someone does like a wrist grab from same side, so you grab, get this grab. You know, it could even be from a tie up, whatever. Someone grabs your wrist, doesn't make any difference at all. You see that there. So same thing, same function. I'm just doing the same slap block to clear it off. That's it, right? It could be the same thing as someone shooting in to grab your leg. You can just shoot it off. Anything, any grab down here, you can just smack it off and clear it off. So that's another good use for it. So you know, try to train on these. You could do shadow boxing. Do some shadow boxing in a mirror to make sure, like I said, that you're not getting out of your box, stuff like that. Work with a partner, just have them feed, just like we're doing here, you know, just feeding things here, just like that, just simple like that, just to get the feel of it. And once you get that down, then you can, if you want, you can pick it up a little bit more. Have your training partner put some gloves on. Don't try have a good partner that's not going to try to take your head off, right? Especially at first, you know. Just try to. The goal would be just to try to touch your partner at first. You know, the person with the gloves just wants to try to touch the person. And then from there, you can pick it up a little bit, work with each other, be safe, you know, always be safe. Don't anytime you're doing contact training, you want to get your technique down and build up the intensity, but you want to do it in a safe way, because what is your reason for training? Your reason for training is to be able to defend yourself, right? If I'm constantly injuring myself because I'm training stupid, then what happens if I actually need it in a fighting situation? I'm going to be injured already. So now I'm already down a little notch there. You know, so it's just, you can train intense, but train smart and safe too at the same time. So anyway, yeah, just try working over these. I will do more videos doing drills with these techniques and other blocking techniques, and like I said, covering, different types of covering, stuff like that. But for now, that's it. So like and subscribe, and have a good one.